Stadium where it's sold out in the air-conditioned, beautiful room upstairs here at Busch. And it's a steamy afternoon. Interleague play as the Cardinals will look for a sweep this afternoon. Along with Al Roboski, the Mad Hungarian, I'm Dan McLaughlin. And we'll also hear from Ricky Horton momentarily. But Al, how about these fans? They've come out. We've got over 40,000 expected today, and the Cardinals looking for a sweep.
Well, they never disappoint you. The Cardinals have won the first 2 games of this series against the Oakland A's, and let's win this one also. Let's get Suppan back in the win list.
Get your guy out of here, will you? Get your guy out of here. With more on what's happening with the fans, let's check in with Rick Horton.
Thanks, Dan. I'm here in the Champions Club. Cardinals and Oakland getting ready for the 3rd game. Cardinals looking for a sweep today. And, of course, it's an important day. It's Father's Day. We're all decked out in our light blue, the retro Cardinal color. We got our wristbands and we got our lapel pin, and we hope that all the fathers have a great day today. I'm actually here in the Champions Club waiting to jump on this buffet here behind me. All the fans here are anxious to see the Cardinals win today, but they are also anxious to have some good food here in the Champions Club. We're going to have a great time up here this afternoon and look forward to a Cardinal victory. I'll be joining Dan and Al during the telecast, of course, but the important thing now is that it's Father's Day, and we hope you all have a great day. Back to you, Dan.
All right, Ricky, good job. The fans having a lot of fun up here, down on the field. Chris Carpenter with his son. It's Father's Day, and an important day around Major League Baseball as we raise thousands of dollars with the Home Run Challenge. We'll be back with more right after this. Second in as many nights against the Oakland A's. Matt Holliday with 8 home runs now, and he's driven in 31. He'll bat second today. Also in today's game, we're participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every home run hit in this game raises $20,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by calling 800-798-CURE. That's 800-798-2873. Or go online to www.pcf.com. ATSLN.org. Happy Father's Day here at the ballpark. Skip Schumacher, a happy dad of 2. We'll talk about his hot hitting when we come back. Once again in the leadoff spot today. He'll play second base. He was busy last night with a pair of hits, turned to double play, and he was a part of 2. After the game, I had a chance to visit with Skip and ask him about the recent turnaround at the plate.
Yeah, well, it's been a frustrating year for me and, for a couple guys in the team, but, we really believe in hard work and that, certain it'll fall. Thanks, guys. We really believe that, hard work pays off, and, a lot of guys are working and grinding, and when you force stuff, you struggle, and I think we're just starting to cut it loose maybe a little bit more.
Skip, what did you see with Adam tonight?
He's a stud. I mean, we got 2 horses going the last 2 nights, and I'm glad we can finally put some runs together for those guys. And they've been doing that all year long, and we really haven't given them too much support. And it was nice to finally get some runs on the board for each of them.
Skip, I said during the telecast tonight, at times you're a guy that puts a lot of pressure on himself and really grinds through the at-bats. It looks like you're starting to relax a little bit. Is that a fair assessment?
Trying to. I don't usually relax till the game's over, and that's just kind of who I am. And, I think that's a lot of the guys on our team is they are grinders, and I think that's why we're successful, and I think that's why we're going to get over this hump offensively.
One of the real good guys in baseball and here in town, that's Skip Schumacher. We'll take a look at the Gold Glove work of Ryan Ludwig in right field. His top plays when we return. hitter the last week or so for Tony La Russa. What about his defense? It's Gold Glove caliber. Here's a look at some of the top plays from number 47 in right field. Tough play here. Ludwig running, diving. Oh, what a play! Sensational play in right field from Ryan Ludwig. That was sensational. Long fly ball into deep right field. Ludwig back, and he makes the catch. Oh, what a play against the wall. Ludwig with a phenomenal play in right field. 3-2 into right, base hit. Ludwig will come up firing to the plate. He is out as they bang into Molina. DeWitt tried to knock it out of his glove. Ludwig, the strong arm in right, and we are still scoreless here. In the air out to right. Ludwig makes the catch on the run. Another line drive into right. Ludwig comes up with it, and the Cardinals win it. And a diving catch from Ryan Ludwig. Two fantastic plays in right field here in the ninth. Our thanks to Brian McCann for putting together that feature on Ryan Ludwig. Our first pitch from Busch Stadium and the Champions Club coming up next. By Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, #1 for quality tires and expert auto service. By Steak and Shake, life needs flavor. By Chevy's expert auto service. See your Mid-America Chevy dealers or shop and compare at stlchevy.com. And by Casino Queen Hotel and Casino, home of the loosest slots. Look inside the Champions Club, and it's sold out today. And we've got over 40,000 expected here at Busch Stadium. Home run challenge here on Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to everyone out there, including Mike Telling and Tom Meade, Brian McCann, all working hard in our truck. Our A's lineup presented by Southwest Airlines. Davis, Bart, and Jackson here in the first. Kuzmanov, Sweeney, Rosales, the former Red, Landon Powell getting his first start. Then Pennington, the switch hitter, and Trevor Cahill, the pitcher, is batting ninth. And the Cardinals will counter with Jeff Suppan. Suppan is our Marshall Wireless Sprint starter. And this will be his second start wearing the birds on the bat.
4-start overall. They expect him to pitch around 90 pitches today as he's trying to stretch out, and that won't be easy in this heat. This is also his 400th start in his career.
A look at the defense behind Soup today, and a warm afternoon here at Busch. Holiday, Rasmus Ludwig in the outfield, Lopez, Ryan, Schumacher, and Pujols along the infield, and Jeff Suppan and Jason LaRue, the Cardinals defense, presented by Dobbs. So to give you an idea of where we're at, we're just outside the Champions Club. Obviously outside, it's nice and cool inside. But great scenario here down the left field line for us, and a chance to mingle with the fans. And there's a look inside at one of the stations that they have here at the ballpark at the Champions Club. There's a number of those inside.
Well, it's an outstanding place to watch a game, especially on such a hot afternoon. You do have assigned seating outside, or you can enjoy the comforts indoors and watch with the, 50 flat screen TVs?
50 plus.
50 plus, oh. And I'm surprised you're still with me.
It's debatable how much longer, though, Al. It's cool in there. U.S. Open is on.
You know,
Ricky's here.
I want to go and meet all the fans. Why don't we just turn it over to Ricky?
He could do the play-by-play and the color.
Why not?
We got a door open, and that looks to be the
it's being closed.
A's bullpen door. And that door has been the source of controversy during this homestand. Remember the home run that was taken away from Albert Pujols, and that door opened up against Seattle. So they went in to review it. Strike two. So says home plate umpire Dan Bellino. Rob Drake at first. Angel Hernandez at second, and third base is Joe West. Davis trying to make it a 12-game hitting streak. And let's see if the Cardinals can't get a sweep. They have been in this position a number of times this year, but they've not been able to get it. Just seems like that third win.
You've got to be greedy. You know, the goal is to win a series, but once you win the first two, then you really got to put the killer instinct out there and close it out.
2-2 is hit in the air, out to center. And Colby makes the catch for the first out.
Is that good or bad? First two games of the series, Davis had doubles, Cardinals win. Now he's an out, and we'll see what happens this afternoon.
We see they got beach volleyball, Al's favorite, and then you have Major League games on, and they'll have the Open on, so great way to take in a game here at the Champions Club, where it is sold out today. And that was a live look with our camera inside the Champions Club. Here's Bart. First pitch is a strike.
And I talked to several people outside that were very disappointed. They tried to get tickets to the Champions Club today and couldn't do it. It was already sold out.
And you and I received our Ricky Horton official autograph before the game because we couldn't get out to the Busch Bash on Friday, so it's been extra special for us. We're pretty good at doing that. We'll put some people to sleep. Here's a 1-1. Ludwig on the move, and he'll get it back in. It's a single for Barton.
His first hit of the series, the former Cardinal #1 draft pick.
Take a look at our Fox tracks presented by Chrysler.
LaRue set up outside and right down and in. So a mistake right there, but he holds it only to a single.
Remember, in Soup's first start with the Cardinals this week, got out of a bases-loaded jam in the first, and he went through 4 innings. And at the time when he left the ball game, the Cardinals had a chance to extend him to the 5th and maybe get him a win, but it was the top of the lineup coming up. He had not been pitching for Milwaukee with the exception of out of their bullpen, so they didn't want to stretch him out too long and have a positive vibe coming out of that start.
Yeah, when he made that start, he had not started for 7 weeks, and really because of his release, had not pitched for 10 days. So Tony wanted to err on the side of caution and also make it a positive outing for him, just going the 4 innings. So, and the bullpen took over, and they closed it out with a Cardinal victory.
1 ball, 1 strike, and Suppan, you hear the term with a pitcher, tall and fall. That's one of the things they've talked about with him.
Well, he was bending down a little too much. And in his case, it threw off his timing. His mechanics were, his arm was dragging, and when your arm drags, the ball is elevated. Too many pitches up over the middle of the plate, and he's a controlled pitcher that really relies on the corners. Dan?
Yes, sir.
Now we found out I can leave with you because there's Ricky's new color man.
The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a throw down to second. And they've got Clark in a rundown. High throw to Pujols. He'll tag him out.
Nice throw by LaRue as Martin was thrown out by plenty. Good throw. Schumacher throws it a little bit too soon and high to Albert, but with that little fake, he had Barton stopped, and he makes the tag after he hurdles over him. You wonder if that was a hit and run, because when a guy is thrown out by that far,
You got to figure it is.
yeah, you know,
2-2, hit to short, Brendan Ryan. Over to first. Martin erased, and the caught stealing. Cardinals coming up in their half of the first. Cool, air-conditioned scene inside, and there's no score after a half inning. Cardinals lineup presented by Southwest Airlines. Schumacher, Holiday, Pujols, and Ludwig, Rasmussen, Lopez, LaRue, Suppan, and Brendan Ryan. And the Cardinals will face Trevor Cahill. And Cahill this year, good numbers, 6-2, and opponents only hitting .230 against him.
and he's won 5 straight games. It's over the course of his last 6 starts with an ERA just over 250. He's got a real good sinking fastball, a good curveball. And they say he's very aggressive, really attacking the zone. Last season, the home run ball was a big problem for him, as he set a record for the most home runs allowed by an A starter.
That's a ground ball that's pulled foul. Skip, of course, the father of 2 young kids. And I was mentioning this before, that he writes a column in the Cardinals magazine, and one of the columns that he wrote about was the family life of a professional baseball player. Very interesting, because we always talk about the money and playing Major League Baseball, the fame that goes with it, but there is another side. These guys are dads and husbands and whatnot, so it's tough to be traveling all the time and being away from your family. And Skip said, hey, that's a necessary evil. We're lucky to play this game, but certainly it is tough, no matter what job you have, to be away from your family.
Well, they do make huge sacrifices. You miss an awful lot of really, most people take for granted that family time, the traveling. No one's complaining, but...
And again, I want to make that point clear, that he was not complaining at all. But just saying, hey, you miss your kids.
Well, it's kind of like the article today on Ryan Franklin, you know, that he's going to retire after next season, and said he's missed so much of his kids, his 3 kids growing up, and he doesn't want to miss any more. And because of this game, he's financially in a position to where he can walk away and enjoy the rewards of playing this wonderful game.
0-2. Holiday, a couple of home runs here in this series. And you see the blue wristband that he's wearing on his left arm. You'll see a number of the players wearing those today. And that is for prostate cancer research. Keep Dad in the game. And it's part of the home run challenge that has raised millions of dollars from Major League Baseball.
And then, Dan, there's you and I, by the way. Happy Father's Day to you, the father of 4 under 5.
Yes,
Can't
sir.
say that much longer, but right?
Correct.
Luke in July.
That's right. Hey, Uncle Al, nicely done.
And
yes.
so you'll have to work the rest of your life, and
yes.
and I have to do the same because of my wife's renovation of homes.
Happy Father's Day, Al.
Thank you.
Jackson, Davis, and Sweeney in the outfield. Kuzman off Bennington, Rosales and Martin along the infield, and Cahill and Landon Powell. That's the battering that's presented by Dobbs. The defense, here's Pujols. 1 for 4 this series, and he looks at a strike. And an 0-1 pitch to Albert. By the way, if you're wondering about the Champions Club, we're located down the third base line, the left field line. And this used to be individual suites. Then they knocked the walls out and made this into a huge club that we are enjoying today.
Yeah, that's a great way to explain it. When the ballpark first opened, one of the few complaints that they had was the fact that there was no stadium club. So this has kind of evolved into what the old stadium club.
That's what you're talking about before, Al. Our Toyota Key Cahill is 5-0, so we're running into a hot pitcher here today. So they renovated this a few years ago and knocked out those walls and extended the length of this club. Goes well beyond third base, down by the wall. And what a start here for Cahill as he strikes out the side in the first. No score after 1. Magic House. Enter right now at foxsportsmidwest.com. That's a look from the Champions Club. The sight lines. Father's Day, and no better place to be right now than at the ballpark. Kuzminoff, Sweeney, Rosales. Pitch is popped up down the right field line, and Ludwig is running out of room. We had members of our crew here at 6 a.m. to make sure that we could bring you the broadcast from the Champions Club. So all the guys and gals on our crew, we appreciate your hard work. Make this happen. 0-2 the count on Kuzminoff. How frustrated would you be if you're a fan of the Milwaukee Brewers and now you see Jeff Suppan back with the Cardinals, back in your division, and maybe putting it back together?
It's a good, valid point, and you know, if he puts it back together, a lot of people are going to be pointing at the pitching coach, Rick Peterson.
No doubt.
You know, who has a reputation of being one of the better pitching coaches.
You know, a guy that really liked him, they thought he might be able to help Milwaukee, was Mulder. There's a base hit into shallow center. Mulder had a history with him, and they thought that they might be able to straighten him out, but we talked about this the other night. Out of the big three, Mulder, Zito, and Hudson, he's the first to be out of the game of baseball.
Sometimes the egos get in the way, and you just, you know, don't take into consideration. You think you can rebuild the guy, but one, there's quite a few years, so the age factor, and also the fact that, you know, in Mulder's case, you know, you're coming back from very serious arm injury and surgeries, and sometimes that, you know, just doesn't work. You can have a normal life, but you can't pitch.
We were watching him trying to come back, and it just seemed like he always had a hitch when he's trying to throw the baseball. Just a little catch.
And it's a very good point, to where, you know, surgically you can go in there and do that, but it's so dependent on rehab. And sometimes, you know, it just, even if you rehab and do everything correctly, it just doesn't come back to where you can be, you know, a major league pitcher. To pitch at this level is very, very special.
2 balls and no strikes. Sweeney at an even 300. 1 home run, he's driven in 30. The 2-0.
And Dan, sometimes your success works against you because everyone's grading you by what you used to do and how good you were. That now you come back at 70%, well, that's just not good enough.
No. Not at this level.
No.
No way. Sweeney with a base hit in this series, 1 for 7. Short lead at first by Kuzminoff. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball, backhanded by Ryan. Out at second. Safe at first. From our vantage point, one of the things that we can see today is Brendan Ryan and where he lines up defensively at shortstop. He was towards the bag at second base. There was a huge gap between third and short. Made this a little tougher double play.
Brendan Ryan has that great range, and then we get the ball to Schumacher. He has a superior arm strength to where he can make those plays a lot closer than most.
Brings in Rosales, a 268 hitter, 5 homers, 22 driven in. 1 out and a runner at first. Suppan just misses low and away. Maybe, Al, you can also explain what Brendan Ryan is doing. He'll bring his glove up to his mouth and make a gesture towards Skip Schumacher on a specific play and what they want to do.
Both he and Schumacher, middle infielders, look in, but what he's doing right now is he's telling him whether he's going to cover or who's going to cover at second base on a ground ball. And sometimes that will be dictated by what the pitch is. You know, if it's a fastball, maybe the second baseman, or you know, are the other way. You know, if it's a slow breaking ball, he expects the ball to be hit to shortstop or to third base, then you're going to have Skip covering second. If it's fastball, then Brendan would maybe covering.
That's tapped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And of course, a lot of it has to do with how defensively, whether it's a pull hitter, whether you expect this guy to hit to the other field, the opposite field. Little factors go into determining who's going to be covering the bag.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As we come to you from the Champions Club here at Busch Stadium.
And most of the time it's just real simple, either an open mouth or a closed mouth.
That is hammered out to center. But Rasmus with room makes the catch.
See the location, LaRue set up outside. Little breaking ball that, you know, gets out there, gets good wood on it. But you also can see from this angle too, Dan, that this is a big outfield.
Exactly right. Where we're situated, you get to see exactly how much space Colby has to cover. We take it for granted how easy it is up in the broadcast booth. Maybe it isn't that easy.
Dan, when I first started broadcasting, that was the one thing I had to realize, and I didn't have to remember because I knew. But this is kind of what you're looking at. From an elevated view, it looks like a chess game. You just pick up guys, move them around. It looks so simple, but obviously it's not.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Suppan is just missing slightly on the corners.
But that's how he has to pitch. Not that he has to nitpick, but he can ill afford to throw pitches in the middle of the plate. So he wants to stay in and out, up and down, change speeds.
This is Powell at the plate. It's taken a little bit low, 3-0. Powell, their catcher, a switch hitter. They've got 2 switch hitters in their lineup, and they're back-to-back. Pennington on deck, also a switch hitter. A 3-0 pitch right down the middle. 3-1.
Powell was just recalled from AAA Sacramento on June 11th. And it's already his 4th stint with the club.
Here's a 3-1 pitch. It's sharply, but Pujols has got it. Nice play by Albert. Ludwig, who's been red hot. Rasmus and Lopez also coming up. The Gold Glover, Albert Pujols. The Griffies or the Fielders? Text Dad, A, B, or C to 432-432. I'll go with the Griffies.
I'll go with the Bonds.
There's a fly ball. Out to left. And caught. Ludwig is retired. If you want to go strictly on numbers, you go with the Bonds. I'm not going strictly on numbers.
I was.
I can't blame you. Here's Colby. And that's a look at Joe Mazzola, the fine cameraman of Fox Sports Midwest. You could tell he was really excited to go on camera.
Let's put a disclaimer up showing Joe.
What would it say?
It's a family show.
Another fly ball that'll be caught 2 away quickly. How about Cahill here? 5 up, 5 down. Christian Day at the ballpark, Saturday, July 17th. Cards and Dodgers. After the game, the featured speaker. This should be a good one. Super Bowl champion coach Tony Dungy. 314-345-9500.
What a great speaker he is. Great man. He's had to deal with tragedy in his life.
Yes, he has with his son. Here's Felipe Lopez. Connor Jackson has been busy here in this bottom of the second with a couple of catches. That first one was a fine play off the bat of Ludwig. And to chase it down. The other thing you notice about being out here in our vantage point is the worn out grass of where a left fielder may stand. So at least they've got a designated area, Al, where they kind of know where they need to be, if they wish to use it that way.
And with Oakland, California, very conscious of green. He won't stand in the worn out part. Don't make it bigger.
Base hit up the middle for Lopez.
The ball up in the zone a little bit, and Felipe, first Cardinal hit and runner. And Jason LaRue. Jason LaRue doesn't get much playing time, and he really is. He's got 5 hits in the year, 4 of them against Cincinnati, but he is a very valuable part of the team.
And a strike to LaRue. Caught a man stealing back in the first inning. That was Bart.
And Molina really taking the day off today, off day tomorrow, gets a little much needed rest as he's 0 for his last 19.
It's a 2-for-1, so to speak, right?
That's it. And you got to get LaRue in there. Obviously, he's already seen him thrown out a man.
It's sharply to second. Rosales could stay with it and makes the play. So we've got 2 innings in the books here at Busch Stadium at the Champions Club, and there's no score. Big play will continue this week for the Cardinals as they head to Toronto. And then we'll be in Kansas City next week. Big Dog is all by himself. He couldn't be happier.
Sure, he doesn't have his headset on, so he can't listen to us either.
You know, is there any way we can give him Garcia? Garcia's over here. Maybe he misses Tim.
We'll trade.
Absolutely, Al. Is there a guy that takes more
abuse
than poor Tim Garcia? And it's you all the time that's doing it, not me.
I think yesterday it was Dan.
Sorry, Tim. This Father's Day. Here's Cliff Pennington, who is 2 for 7 with a double in this series, hitting .222. Good pitch by Suppan at downward action. I said this the other night. In watching Jeff Suppan, everything is the same. It's like this guy has never left. Looks the same, wears the same uniform number.
And the Cardinals are hoping he has the same success.
Carpenter is a guy that picked up on some of the little things that Suppan was doing and helped him out. Marty Mason, Dave Duncan as well.
Well, maybe explain it as he stands here, but when he came down and bring the leg up, he really he had much more bend in his upper body.
Slow chopper and a base hit up the middle.
So, and once again, that was allowing his arm to drag, and the ball would be elevated, and he couldn't hit his spots.
Well, the Eagles come to Busch Stadium on Thursday, June 24th. That's this week. Dixie Chicks, their special guest, and it's extended this final week. 50% off all remaining Eagles concert tickets. And those tickets are available at cardinals.com/Eagles. Enter coupon code EAGLES to receive 50% off all remaining tickets at cardinals.com. We've talked about it in this series, the extreme disadvantage that the A's are in, or really any American League team that comes to a National League park. Their pitchers have to hit. The A's have been brutal over the years in interleague play. Their pitchers at the plate.
Cahill is right there with him. He does have one career hit. Interleague play, their pitchers 0-92, 23 for 248.
And now then there's Ben Sheets.
Well, Ben Sheets got a base hit last night.
That's right.
He came in with his second worst batting average in history. Dean Chance, the only man that had a lower batting average than Ben Sheets.
The 0-2 pitch to Cahill. They want it elevated. It is. Suppan thought about going to second. The sacrifice is good as it goes 1-3. Traveling this season? Well, you can take the Cardinals with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Cardinals game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Cardinals.com for details. Local in-market blackouts will apply. MLB.tv. Baseball is everywhere.
Got 3 generations there, maybe?
One out, and here is Davis. Fly to center to start the game. Runner at second base. Bombed up into shallow right. Ludwig with the catch. Brings in Barton. Not everyone tunes into every broadcast night after night, so begin to reiterate the trade. It was Derek Barton along with Danny Herron to get Kiko Calero to get Mark Mulder. Bart now everyday player with the A's. Danny Herron then was flipped after 2 very good years with Oakland to Arizona. I just didn't understand that one.
I still don't understand why they got rid of Herron And Derek Barton was #1 draft pick for the Cardinals, but he was blocked. He was a catcher at that time, Molina ahead of him, and now he's turned into first baseman where he has Pujols. So even though the Mulder deal didn't work out, you could see they did not want to get rid of Barton. He was the difference maker in that trade, but you know, he became expendable because of the young players that were in the big leagues at those positions.
Just looking how LaRue caught the baseball, he may have been crossed up on that pitch, which may have been a strike if he handled it easily.
That's a good point. Sometimes you know that the umpire misses the call, but because of either you crossed up the catcher, he catches it awkwardly, or catcher jumps up and blocks his view, you have to understand that those pitches will be taken away from you.
With 2 outs and a runner at second, pitch is taken a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Soup has not been getting many calls on the corners or even a little bit low, and that pitch seemed to be pretty good. Trying to stay cool on Father's Day here at Busch Stadium. Shallow center. Diving pitch. Saves a run. Rasmus, what a play in center field. Outstanding play from Colby Rasmus as he takes the hit and RBI away. It was a broken bat. He had to the Budweiser thirst inning from the Champions Club. Here's Jeff Suppan, and he'll take a strike, and we're underway here in the bottom of the third. Not sure, Al, maybe you saw it better than I, but I could hear it. It was a broken bat, and then you could hear the infield screaming at Colby, in, and I'm not sure if he got a late break on that because of the broken bat or not, but still, regardless, outstanding play.
It was a very nice play, and as you said, I heard the call as Cahill gets his 4th strikeout.
Here it is. Well, that's a good play.
Somebody's got some good lungs, don't they?
We can hear it up here.
Not only is you come in there under control, you make the catch, but then you have to hold on to it once you make contact with the ground.
Here's Brendan Ryan, who is now hitting .221, a couple of home runs, and 15 RBIs.
He's just under .289 in June. More of an indication how well Brendan can hit. Remember last season, he hit .290 plus. And after a very slow start, starting to pick it up.
2 balls, no strikes. He's in the 9th spot today. Tony again going with the pitcher, batting 8th. On deck, it's Schumacher.
He's at 400 on this homestand.
Here's a look at Ken Rowan, and he is a proud dad. His sons work for the Cardinals. Rip Rowan handles so much down there for the players, for what we do. Can't thank him enough, and he was honored during his homestand. There's Ken Rowan. His son, Rip, was honored as the best in what he does, the home clubhouse, and Rip told me it's the 2nd time he's won that award.
Yeah, best in all of baseball, and the entire team came out.
He won the award in 2006. He said there wasn't much fanfare with it, but he was very proud. And congratulations to Rip, and happy Father's Day to his dad, Ken. Well, Cahill's been pretty good, hasn't he?
He sure has. You know, we mentioned that he's won 5 straight. That's a career high. And the ERA during the last 6 starts is 2.56. So we're catching a hot pitcher on a hot day.
And he has a high winning percentage. Cahill 6-2 at the top. How about Philip Hughes, 10-1? Neiman of Tampa Bay, along with David Price, the former #1 pick. He's 10-2. Lester was in there. How about what Boston has been able to do? They're right back in the thick of things after a rough start. They're 42-28, and just a game back of Tampa Bay and New York.
Tampa Bay trailing against the Marlins.
And Martin takes it himself, and Schumacher is 0-2. We play 3 from the Champions Club. There's no score.
Your Southwest.com interleague fact: the Cardinals have pitched very well in interleague play. 243 batting average, trailing only the Atlanta Braves. Remember, on Southwest Airlines, your bags fly free. Book now at Southwest.com. Weight and size limits apply. Jeff Suppan getting ready for his 4th inning of work, as we've sent Danny Mack out into the crowd.
So look at this way, Ricky.
We've sent Danny Mack into the crowd so he could kind of schmooze.
He needed to belly up.
You never do finish that sentence. What do you mean by belly up, Al? Would you describe that a little more?
Well, belly up to a bar.
I thought that's what you meant.
That's because he's wants to meet and greet all of our great Cardinal fans.
Yes, he does. He couldn't wait to do that, and he is out there doing that now, and the fans certainly love him, and they are enjoying themselves here at the Champions Club. Jeff Suppan been pretty good here so far this afternoon.
Really has, but his mound opponent has been a little bit better. Still in a scoreless game. He's thrown 45 pitches. And the Cardinals would be very happy if he put another 3 innings up on the board of shutout baseball.
There's a line drive, and it's fair, and that's into the left field corner.
Boy,
no, it's foul.
Awfully close. It was called foul. I thought it hit right on the line, but
we'll check out the pitch location first. Middle in, line drive. Does it hit the line or not?
Good call. Good call.
How about that? Joe West right on top of that.
Oh, he would tell you.
Never made a mistake in his life.
Never made a mistake. Never missed a meal either.
How about telling you said that? 2-2 the count to Connor Jackson. He bounced out in the first.
He may already have heard it. Knowing Joe,
I'll bet. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Strikeout number 1 for Suppan, as he absolutely paints Connor Jackson.
He's banging some very good pitches. Remember the pitch that was up and in? Now you paint down and away. A little bit outside of Fox tracks, but we'll take it.
Well, you and Danny were talking about how he's not getting some of those close pitches. Maybe he's earning them as the game rolls on.
And that is not uncommon. As you continue to hit spots, eventually you convince the umpire that you're throwing those pitches for effect. They're getting he kind of widens his strike zone in believing that you're hitting your spots. That was a good breaking ball there.
And another one. Soup's stuff really hasn't changed very much, Al, over the years.
No, not at all. It's just he's one of those guys that he can't blow anybody away, but he pitches to contact, and if he stays out of the middle of the plate, he can get his ground balls and be successful. He's going to give up his fair share of hits, but because he gets so many ground balls when he's right, he's always got that potential of turning it, a double play.
Tries to get that outside corner again. Count evens at 2 to Kuzminov. Kuzminov singled in the second.
Hope you start feeling better. Just want to tell you happy Father's Day. Have a good Father's Day, Dad.
Oh, how about that? A lot of kids out at the ballpark today enjoying the game with their dad. And here's a line drive hit deep to left, and this ball is gone. That is a long home run for Kevin Kuzminov.
7th home run of the season for Kuzminov. And there was no doubt about that line drive as it went over the visitors' bullpen.
And this makes it as our Hardy's prime cut of the game, Al. Right down central.
Right there, and that's what we talk about. He just can ill afford to do that. But if you give up home runs, you keep them as solo shots, you can still win. I've always considered Suppan, the first time around, really the best way to describe him is he's a 6-inning pitcher that will keep his team in the game. He's not going to have that many shutouts, but he doesn't give up a lot.
There's a line drive base hit to left field by Ryan Sweeney. Cardinals trail by a run, but we all like to have some good news. And with that home run by Kevin Kuzminov, another $20,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. To make a donation, you can call 800-798 Cure, that's C-U-R-E, or go online to www.pcf.org. And that's pretty amazing. A lot of money, very worthwhile cause, and of course part of our Father's Day celebration today is being reminded of how important it is to fight prostate cancer, and we're trying to illuminate that a bit by the blue we're wearing today.
And Ricky, you're proactive in taking care of yourself.
You bet I am.
I have a younger brother that got prostate cancer, and at under 40. And he's been dealing with it for almost 15 years and still not free of it, but something that with early detection, people surely shouldn't worry about.
And we hope that we raise some awareness today, raise some funds to help support the research. And it'd be nice to add a Cardinal victory here today. Jeff Suppan looking for his first victory since coming back with the Cardinals. Went 4 innings in his first outing. Ball in the dirt. The throw by LaRue, and he is out. That ball in the dirt. Sweeney thought he might be able to go to second base, had second thoughts about it. Jason LaRue noticed it, throws him out.
Well, how about Jason LaRue? He threw out a runner at second. Now he traps one off of first. Snap tag by Albert. Gets him right before he gets to the bag. Boy, our first base umpire couldn't have had a better look. That's Rob Drake, as he had his nose right down there looking at that play. Even the umpires have the ribbons.
And I guess you really can't call it a wristband if you're wearing it around your forearm now, can you? Notice some of the players are wearing it up higher, and some of it, I don't know if that's just style points or what. There's a bicep band.
Well, maybe Rob Drake ought to get in the weight room a little bit.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
You could tell him all you want.
You're not making points with the umpires here this afternoon, Al.
Well, I'm making points with Cardinal fans, and especially the ones here at the Champions Club, and I really don't care what the umpires think.
There you have it. There's a foul ball down the third base line. Jeff Suppan working to Adam Rosales. Rosales flew out to center his first trip. And thanks to Jason LaRue, he is hitting with 2 outs and nobody on. And how important is it to have good defense behind a pitcher like Jeff Suppan?
Well, that's very true. He is so dependent on his defense. LaRue's helped out. The others are willing to. Jeff has scattered 5 hits. Now they get the day off, and LaRue doing a good job of imitating him.
The 3-2 from Suppan is a slider, swing and a miss, strikeout number 2 for Suppan. Oakland gets on the board. Holiday, Pujols, and Ludwig to follow. More experience than the other guys, Trevor Cahill and Landon Powell. Just about 1,200 more games on the Cardinal side, but they do trail 1-0. Here's a look at the battery. Cahill's been pretty impressive, Al.
Well, both of them have worked very well, but you're absolutely right. Cahill started out striking out the side. He has 4 strikeouts on the afternoon and only 1 hit allowed.
Even though they are young, they do not seem to be very pusillanimous, do they?
No, they do not. And I will amend my thought on the wristband because Matt Holliday has his up by his bicep, and no one's going to question his strength or manhood.
Not me.
He is very, very strong.
By the way, pusillanimous, Al, is the Supon word of the day. And a long one. Will it stay fair? And it does.
I just told you he's strong.
Matt Holliday thrills the crowd here at Busch Stadium on Father's Day.
What a series he's had. 3rd home run in the 3-game series. Another RBI, his 7th in the series. And his fans that are starting to win, he's starting to win the fans back. As Cahill has allowed his 7th home run. All 7 have come on the road, and he did not allow any in his 5-game win streak.
Matt Holliday, as that swing going in the positive direction, no doubt about it, in this homestand. And be interesting to see how long he stays in the 2nd spot in this order, hitting in front of Albert.
I think right now you leave him there. You know, and one of the things, Tony made a very good observation. He's really a line drive hitter with great, but he hits the ball so hard that many times it'll carry out. And it's worth noting again, he historically is a very slow starter. When he hit the month of June, he starts heating it up.
Cardinal fans already know how he can finish.
Yes.
They've seen that.
He's better than 350.
That home run. Yeah, that home run, Al, hit out of our view here at the Champions Club. We're having a blast out here.
And more importantly.
And the strikeout of Albert Pujols. That's the 2nd time he has fanned. But this home run means another $20,000. Home run by Matt Holliday has been raised to support prostate cancer research. To make a donation, you can help as well. Just call 800-798-CURE. Go online to www.pcf.org. I like it. We're raising some money, Al. We've got a close game. We're in the Champions Club. It's a nice toasty day in St. Louis. What else could we want?
To close it out with a victory, a sweep, and guys in the truck are wishing they could have the same that Dan's having right now.
He's having a Diet Coke back there.
No, he's not.
You sure?
Oh, yes. He's enjoying himself.
Ryan Ludwig flew out to left. And he pops this one up on the infield on the right side. Sun, a bit of a problem, but Rosales takes care of it for out number 2. Keep your beverage cool in the heat of the summer with a convenient Coolie Cup that fits pint glasses, stadium cups, and your ice-cold Budweiser on Saturday, July 3rd, when the Cardinals take on the Brewers. 25,000 fans, ages 21 and older, will receive this versatile Coolie Cup, courtesy of Budweiser. For tickets, visit Cardinals.com. First ball swinging is Colby Rasmus, and this is deep but foul. Colby jumped on that pitch, and it hooked just a little bit too much.
Colby's hit 6 home runs in the month of June.
There's a strike on the inside corner. Cahill has allowed just 2 Cardinal hits. One of them a long one. Holliday's 9th home run of the season.
Cahill last year mentioned that he served up more home runs than any Oakland pitcher in their history. I believe it was 32, and 20 of those set a record and hit at home. This year he's been much better, and he's surrendered none at home and 7 on the road.
I'm still amazed I didn't get a rise out of you with the word pusillanimous, the Suppan word of the day. He texted me that word last night. He said use it during the telecast, so I did.
Ricky, you couldn't get a rise out of it.
Easy going Al Raboski. Kobe Rasmus strikes out to end the 4th. Cardinals back in this. 1-1 through 4. Brought to you by Schnucks. This home run hit in St. Louis. Ken Griffey Jr. on Father's Day made Dad happy. Well, that was a great moment at this ballpark, Al. I remember that so vividly. It was a big home run for Junior, and his dad said he was tired of traveling and watching him play.
Yeah, I recently heard an interview with Senior.
Long one to center. Back is Rasmus to the track. He can't catch it. He got a glove on it, but he wasn't able to hold on to that ball. That'll be a leadoff double for Landon Powell. So Senior said...
Yeah, he said that I had to travel for 2 weeks. I got tired. I'm glad he hit it.
If you don't hit one today, I'm going home.
Right. But very relieved. This was a line drive right off the bat. And going back here deep. Reaches up, got a lot of glove on it, but couldn't haul it in.
Great effort by Kobe Rasmus. He went a long way to track that ball down. And now Soup's going to have to pitch out of it here in the 5th inning. Pennington, shortstop, switch hitter batting from the left side. Strike 1 to him. Pitcher's next. So no sacrifice here, and you'd think Pennington would be trying to do a little bit more than just get the runner over here, Al.
I think you always try, but at the very least you want to pull the ball. And so you can go to third base with only 1 out, but it is your mindset to drive him in.
In a situation the American League teams aren't used to, thinking about the fact that the pitcher's next, which creates a different kind of offensive flow.
Dan and I were talking about how much of a disadvantage American League clubs are playing in National League parks.
Absolutely.
They lose their DH. One, it's one of their better hitters, and two, they have pitchers that really not accustomed to swinging the bat, running the bases, and the A's pitchers are the worst Ever since they have just never been able to hit since the 14 years of interleague play. They have the worst batting average.
You also force the manager to make decisions he's not used to making. He's got to deal with pinch hitters. He's got to deal with double switches. Bob Guerin knows what he's doing, but he's still not used to it.
When Tony first came to the National League, he really took exception to a lot of people saying, oh, anybody can manage in the American League. And after a couple of years, he and his staff admitted that, yes, it is a much better game in the National League. A lot more strategy. You got to make some of those tough decisions. I saw a lot of teams in the American League where starting pitcher give up 6-7 runs in the first inning, and there's Salas warming up. They give up 6 or 7 innings in the first inning. They throw a complete game.
The American League typically has gotten the best of the National League despite that disadvantage. And the pitch from Suppan is lined past Albert into right field. And
now you can't score on that because he didn't know if that ball was going to be caught. It was hit so hard that the runner at second base, Powell, really had to hold on Pennington's base hit to right. And I always loved Ludwig. He's always in the game. You see, he didn't know he couldn't take off. He didn't want to run into a double play, a line drive double play like last night. So he can only go 90 feet. But Ludwig, not taking anything for granted, field that ball cleanly and come up throwing.
Ludwig has played a great right field this year. Made a lot of plays, taking great routes to balls, charging on hits, good throws, really doing it all in that right field position. Is yet to make an error. Neither is Matt Holliday.
No, and we have taken note many times about the great defensive play of Ludwig, and we hope some of the other National League managers and coaches do too.
Well, here's that disadvantage you're talking about. First and third, now they've got a guy who probably doesn't own a bat, using probably somebody else's batting gloves, and he'll be bunting.
Showing bunt just to get the other runner at first to second.
He was successful in his first trip in the third inning, moving Pennington along. And you wonder how far Tony La Russa will go with Jeff Suppan.
He's had 70 pitches. They were talking in the neighborhood of 90. But right now, because he's in a jam here in the 5th inning, this could be his last inning, and you're hopeful he finishes the inning.
Everybody charging, pick off at first, and he's safe there as Schumacher in behind the runner there. Schumacher running to cover the bag. Albert charging to cover the bunt.
How LaRue today.
He's not afraid to throw, is he?
Not at all. See Albert coming in there, but that's what the first base coach's job. He's there to tell that runner that the second baseman is slipping in behind you, so get back.
He takes one more step.
Right.
He's probably out. There's the first to third move. They're really working on Cliff Pennington, who's 2 for 2 here this afternoon. Oakland has out-hit the Cardinals 7-2. The number that matters, 1-1 is the score. There's a bunt in front of home. LaRue gets it. The throw to second. He is out there as Jason LaRue does a nice job of jumping on that ball in front of the plate. And he gets the lead runner, Pennington. And now the pitcher's going to have to do something else he's not used to doing. That's running the bases.
Here, Pennington goes in here and watch the hand as he tries to, his mindset said, I'm going to kind of flip him. But then he realized he wasn't going to throw, so he kind of pulls it back. Hoping the umpire doesn't catch it.
Right. You knew what he was thinking, though.
Oh, yeah. And you're only guilty if you're caught.
So true. Rajai Davis, the center fielder. He is 0 for 2.
Davis had a great series until today.
4 hits in game 1 of this series.
Yeah, tied his career high.
Suppan looking for a pop-up here. Hard guy to double up.
I'll take a ground ball double play, but as you said, he's got great speed.
There's a bloop, and that's going to fall in front of Ludwig. And he may get the runner at second base, the pitcher, and he does. So that's going to be a ground out. 9-6, and a run will score, and Oakland leads 2-1.
There's another indication of what happens when you have a pitcher running. A little bit foreign. You know, even though usually a lot of these pitchers were very good athletes and good played other positions, but Ludwig gets this throw right there, accurate. They get the force out. The no hit for Davis. They do get the run.
And he does get an RBI.
But it could be a lot worse.
Derek Barton is 1 for 2. And Davis a threat to steal here. 26 out of 31 in the stolen base department. And I notice, Al, out here in the Champions Club, we're loving the broadcast here out here today with a bunch of Cardinal fans and enjoying this, but we get different views. We could tell that ball was going to drop.
Yes.
Much easier out here than we could have from the broadcast booth.
Right, from the broadcast booth, and remember, Ludwig tried to deke a little bit, where that would have been a much tougher call, but from our angle, we could clearly see that it was going to sink in front of him.
Matt Holliday's home run, we couldn't see it the minute it came off the bat from where we are, so different view there.
I knew it was a home run by the sound and trajectory.
This ball gets away in the dirt. And you don't have to worry about Davis stealing second now. Should be a wild pitch.
And you do have to worry about him stealing third. That's part of his the breaking ball, and kind of caught. Was he going to backhand it? He slid across there a little late, but that was a tough pitch. A breaking ball at the feet of a left-handed batter is really tough for catchers to corral.
5 innings, 2 runs would be a pretty nice outing for Jeff Suppan.
I've always said that, Sup usually, and he's still trying to gear his endurance back up for starting, but he's a guy that always keeps his team in the game.
I think the conversation here is about first base being open. Left-handed hitting Barton is 1 for 2. Connor Jackson is 0 for 2. Sup struck him out last time. Maybe just reminding him that he does have that option. With first base now open. That ball may have caught LaRue's right hand. Ball in the dirt. Sup needs a pitch here. Two and 0 to Barton. And I think Sup is being very careful.
He is, and you got a hitter that is very patient. One of his strengths is he'll take a lot of walks. The likelihood of him swinging a pitch off the plate is remote.
And there's ball 4. And that gentleman is Olin, serving up some food here at the Champions Club.
We have IQ
And throughout our communities, unique individuals give their time and resources to help others. People Magazine's All-Stars Among Us recognizes 3 finalists from the St. Louis area. Through June 20th, you can vote for one of them by going to www.peopleallstars.com. The winner from the Cardinals will be honored at the All-Star Game in Anaheim on July 13th, seen only on Fox. And that will be it for Jeff Suppan. A nice round of applause here. Question: in what season did the Cardinals have the most interleague wins? That would be 2004. How about that record? 11-1.
Cardinals have the second best record in the National League in interleague play. This is Fernando Salas. He's got a couple of appearances under the belt, and seen him throw basically sinker slider.
And he is our Chevy call to the bullpen. A good look at the Champions Club. Very crowded in there today. Everybody's having a good time. And there's a strike on the outside corner to Connor Jackson. Salas's job, get one out here in the 5th inning. Keep it 2-1.
Salas is 25 and has a reputation of throwing strikes.
You could have worse reputations than that.
Oh, yeah. Connor Jackson, who earlier this week was traded from Arizona to the A's.
So he played that full series against the Cardinals, then got traded back.
Yeah.
So he's getting plenty of looks at the Cardinals pitching staff. But they're also getting a pretty good book on him. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. A little bit late on that.
And Connor last year really only played in 30 games as he contracted that valley fever.
Really odd injury, not injury, illness, I guess.
It really is.
He's very weak and just wasn't able to play.
Right, and you contracted, I guess, outdoors, and spore gets into your lungs or something, and really, remember. Broadcaster used to be with the Cubs, you know, Harry Carey, Steve Stone.
Steve Stone.
Yeah, Steve Stone contracted it, and he missed almost a full season with it. Very difficult to shake. So a lot of times you get it, you know, on the golf courses out there in Arizona. Connor's from Southern California, LA area.
And a big pitch here from Fernando Salas. Just misses outside.
See, Salas 94 miles an hour. So, and he's got plenty of giddy up. Get the ball down. Ground ball specialist, sinker slider. He fits into the thinking of Dave Duncan, doesn't he?
Well, you can't have your reputation as not walking guys and walk the first batter you face. That wouldn't work. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Runners will be moving, and we'll have to do it again. I'm enjoying being here at the ballpark, Al. Father's Day, and I've got my kids up here in the booth with us, Drew and Jen, both about 10 feet away from me. Drew's right behind us on this side, and Jen's over on that side with all of her friends. I don't know why they don't. They do. They kind of like each other, but they're not sitting together. What does that mean? But they're here celebrating Father's Day and enjoying having them here. The 3-2. And he jams him, and it looks like Salas might have a play, or Pujols, and Albert makes a great play coming in for first base, and a big out for Fernando Salas. Good job there. Playing on Tuesday night at 5:30, Jaime Garcia will be opposed by Brett Cecil. Both pitchers having outstanding seasons. Garcia has been a great find for the Cardinals. And as Felipe Lopez leads off the bottom of the fifth. Cardinals trying to figure out this right-hander Cahill. Lopez had the first Cardinal hit, the second. They've only had one other. Fortunately for the Redbirds, that was a long one.
And we'd love to get on ahead of LaRue as Hawksworth will come in to pitch. Salas does his job and retires the only man he faced. Hawksworth, who the Cardinals are going to pretty much go with a four-man rotation up until the All-Star break. There really is about 3 occasions where they'll have to use a pitcher, and they'll probably use that. Hawksworth will start those games, and then hopefully by that time Brad Penny will be back.
And a high strike takes care of Felipe Lopez. Looked like this was at the top half of the zone.
Good job of pulling that ball down, but clock strike shows that it was a strike, and that is number 7.
And Jason LaRue bounced out, waves at a breaking ball. The Cardinals had issues with the strikeout about 3 weeks ago, Al, and they were doing that 7, 8, 9, 10 times a game, but seemed to have kind of figured that out. But Cahill really racking up the strikeouts today.
He's earned these strikeouts. This guy's really been impressive. There you see the good breaking ball. He has a sinker that he'll get it up there 92, 93. Very aggressive. He's pitching a great game, but it's still very early.
All smiles at the Champions Club.
few runs would make this crowd a little happier. As LaRue spelling Molina, and he's done a very good job defensively. His throwing has been exceptional today.
With Danny Mac circulating throughout the Champions Club, I don't think they could be any happier than they already are right now.
Danny has that ability just to make those guys, just gals, and just everyone's just.
We're going to keep looking for him. Hey, you guys seen Danny Mac?
Where did I tell you have to look for him, man?
There's a hard hit ball, a diving stop by Kuzmanov, goes to the shortstop, close play, and they got him. How about that play? 5-6-3.
Tony didn't agree with it.
We'll get another look at that play as Tony out to discuss it. Off the glove of Kuzmanov. Pennington didn't give up on it.
No, he didn't. Look at that hustle. No wasted motion there, and he was out, according to that replay. Off the glove, Pennington to the shortstop, picks it up, hustles it over there, and he's still out. So I think it was a good call by Rob Drake. Oops, safe on that one.
And now Rob Drake might want to change his mind.
Yep, that one was the telling one. Put it in slow motion is a lot different, but I think some of these umpires would they do a tremendous job, and they don't have the benefit of 3 replays and the final one in slow motion.
Yeah, we watch it 3 times. We're still not sure.
Well, Randy Wynn will pinch hit here. He had a very good series out in L.A.
So as you mentioned, Al, that's it for Fernando Salas. Got a very important out in the top of the 5th inning. Keep this score at 2-1. There's John Costello, former Cardinal reliever. Threw about 95, 96, if I remember correctly.
He would love you. He would love you.
I said that just because I love John. John's a great friend, and he's here at the ballpark.
John, saw John Wynn was hit by a pitch.
I'll say he was. Right in the middle of the bat.
And John Costello had his brother in from up New York. John Costello didn't throw that hard, but you know what?
No, he didn't.
But you know what the thing was? Guy swung and missed at his fastball. You would just sit there and you thought that it was right there to be hit, and all of a sudden they swung through it. Look
How about
at this
jump by Wynn?
That's how you retaliate for a hit batsman. You steal and embarrass the pitcher.
Pitcher's still in his stretch, and he's halfway there, Al.
Yep. And the catcher had no chance because he was pulling up, standing straight up.
You talked earlier, you and Danny, about the communication that needs to go on a field. That somebody needs to yell step off there, don't they?
Yes.
And you don't say he's going. You tell the pitcher what you want him to do, which is step off. Every infielder should have been yelling that. And there's a ground ball. Could be handled by the shortstop. He's had a nice inning defensively, throwing out Brendan Ryan. We're in the Champions Club. Cardinals trail by a run. fans out there, and I know there's some Cameron Diaz fans. This is a movie you do not want to miss. Dan, Al, and I will probably all go together to watch it.
I heard it's very good.
Maybe we should go to that drive-in together down on Carthage.
I would. The last thing I'd ever do is go to a drive-in movie with you and Dan.
I'll bring the popcorn.
And we call the bullpen Blake Hawksworth. As I mentioned, by design, they knew he was going to follow Suppan, but you put a reliever to get out of the inning so he can start fresh. His 22nd appearance. He did make one start, and between now and the All-Star break, they project that they will need a fifth starter about 3 times, and Blake will get those assignments.
And Al, if there's anybody in this Cardinal club who has an opportunity in front of him that needs to take it and do something with it, it's this guy.
Yeah, he's right now he's in a little rut where he needs to kind of throw some zeros up there, and when he keeps the ball down, I like his stuff.
Absolutely.
He throws 94 like he just did with that fastball. He's got an excellent changeup. His breaking ball is good enough, but the changeup is exceptional, and it's just a lot of it has to do with getting the ball down, and of course, Ricky, you and I both know that sometimes you just need a little luck. You just need one real positive outing and kind of get you over a hump.
There's the hard breaking ball from Hawksworth. I really think maybe his changeup is his best pitch. He's got a good fastball, but if he's able to do something, Al, positive in his outings, it lessens the Cardinals' need to go out and get somebody else.
Exactly right. Right now, I think the Cardinals feel that there's nobody at AAA that really is ready. There's some talented arms there, but they need more seasoning, so they're going to look within. They're going to use the guys out of the bullpen for those quote-unquote bullpen starts, and then if they can't do it, then they have to go outside the organization, but it's a lot easier to try and do it from within first.
Still looking for Dan. Oh, we found him. There's Dan McLaughlin. He said he's not coming back, Al.
Well, to be honest with you, we're shocked that he's lasted this long.
That's the Dan table, I guess. That's Dan Farrell.
And his son.
Another pitch fouled off. Talking about the Cardinals minor league system, Al, just to be fair with them, I know we want to have a prospect every minute come out of that system, but the minor league system right now under Jeff Luhnow, 29 games over 500 as a group, and every one of the teams is in second place, every one. So there is some talent, but they're just not ready.
Yeah, I pointed that out to Dan a couple days ago, that the records of the minor leaguers is very, very impressive.
And there's a double into the left field corner. Kuzminoff is having some afternoon here. He is a triple shy of the cycle. Well, here's a blast from the past you don't want to miss. Friday, July 2nd, 25,000 fans 16 and older will receive a Brock umbrella. Look at that. Lou's never looked better there. Compliments of Ameren UE. This hands-free umbrella provides shade from the sun and a break from light drizzle while allowing you to keep score and keeps you from skipping a beat in Cardinals action. For tickets, visit Cardinals.com. Don't need one of those today.
I'll try to see if I can find an old photo of Lou and I wearing a Brock umbrella back in the day.
I would love to see that. There's a fly ball to left. In comes Holiday, and he comes hard, makes the play, and tries to double off Kuzminoff. Tad late there. It's time to answer our U.S. Cellular text poll. Which father and son combo is the best? That's interesting.
Well, Dan and I said the Bonds, and he said, well, first of all, he paraphrased. He took the Griffey's, saying now, and when I said Bonds, he said, well, if you looked at pure numbers, you would say Bonds. He said, I'm not going that way. I'm looking at the abstract, and he will take the Griffey's. And I'm sure most people find that, especially on Father's Day, that's a much better family family.
They'd both be pretty good votes.
Yeah.
Certainly, and the fielders, both power hitters, both father and son.
Senior was a leadoff hitter. Bobby Bonds was also a leadoff hitter, but he was kind of a, the modern day guy that really had a lot of power and hit a lot of home runs.
And struck out a lot.
Yes.
But look at the great food here in the Champions Club. And the folks, by the way, up here, Al, are the nicest people in the world, the Champions Club. Everybody's serving up here.
Dan told me
great staff.
Dan told me the bartenders are the best.
All 7 of them. Dan knows each one of them.
Well, there's
by now.
2 big bars, so they got to have more than 7.
I think Dan's only gotten to 7 of them. Happy Father's Day, sir. Looks like he's got a quiver full. So you can either be inside where it's cool, go outside, watch the action, do a little bit of both. And there's a ball handled by Hawksworth. And he takes care of Rosales. He's now over 3.
Did a very nice job. He caught the ball, looked the runner back to second, and then completed the throw to first.
Boy, very little time to react to that, too, Al. Bang, bang.
You delivered that pitch, and, you're standing 55 feet away from the ball, and you got to charge a line drive.
Oh, there's my daughter in the red. Hey, Jen.
She won't even turn and look at you.
Poor girl looks like her dad.
No, she looks like her mom. Thank goodness.
She's been to a few baseball games, Al. She loves the Cardinals. Loves the Cardinals. Always has.
Got news for you. She's not the Lone Ranger.
No, she's not. Landon Powell's 1 for 2. He doubled and scored in the 5th inning. Got her Cardinal shirt on. She's got a pink one. She's got a hat. Got some friends.
No.
And now she's a TV star. Here's a good pitch by Hawksworth, and that's where he needs to stay, Al, down low.
Yes. Ball has good movement when he's down. Just like anything else, and you can pitch up if you're down, and then change the eye angle and get the ball up above the strike zone. Get people to chase it. But going back to some of the minor league starters, I've always been one that believes that it's very difficult for a lot of these young guys that pitch in a AAA, to come up here and go into a rotation and really do the job. It's much better if you can allow them, like Hawksworth, to have a year or so out of the bullpen. A manager can kind of protect them. He can use them to where they don't get beat up in a game. If he's having a rough outing, you get him out of there. If he's out there, getting people out, you can kind of leave him there. There's very few guys that just go right from AAA into a rotation and do the job.
Is that how the Cardinals used Adam Wainwright? Matt Morris, after he came back from an injury, the Cardinals used him that way before he was able to get back in the rotation. There's a line drive right at Matt Holliday. So good job by Blake Hawksworth. Cardinals need some runs. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By Lumiere Casino, your next home could be on the house. River City Casino and Lumiere Place Casino and Hotels is giving away a $250,000 home, plus 18 room makeovers now through July 2nd. Visit rivercity.com for details. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, rethink possible. From the Champions Club, Busch Stadium. Cardinals trail by a run, bottom of the 6th, top of the order for the Redbirds in Skip Schumacher. Skip is 0 for 2, but he's certainly been swinging the bat better of late. And the Cardinals need for him to get aboard here, get something going in the 6th against Trevor Cahill.
Yeah, Skip came in with the first 2 games of the series, had 5 hits on the homestand. Came in with 6 for 9. So that average climbing up. Started at 254, now 252. Hit 300 for the last 3 years. And the last 2 is playing every day.
Working the count here, 3-1. He'll be very selective on this pitch. And he selects not to swing. And as George Kissel said for years, they're going to throw it 3-1. They'll have to throw it 3-2 as well, so you might as well get the pitch you want. This ball hit to left field. Over is Connor Jackson. We take a look at Matt Holliday's season. Average through 67 games, approaching kind of the norm for him. 32 RBIs is a little light. And we know how he finishes up, so that's the real important thing, is how you finish up. Cardinals are going to need him over the second half of the season, clearly, to put up some big numbers, whether he's in the second spot or that cleanup spot. And you think, Al, that he may just stay here?
Well, it's one of those situations where, you know, maybe you'll get into a scenario where somebody will need to be jump started. This spot in the order, Tony always kind of likes to work somebody that's really struggling a little bit. In the case of Holliday, it was not so much struggling, but with runners in scoring position. As a cleanup hitter, he was struggling.
And a long one by Holliday. It's gone. His second home run of the afternoon, and the Cardinals are tied. Home run number 10 for Matt Holliday.
And the series, 4 home runs in the series. And Matt mentioned that slow starter, but when it starts heating up and it's hot here today, so's his bat. To our pitch by pitch. Cahill, fastball, looks at it, he strikes him, and down, and then he jumps on this one.
Well, it's fun when you get locked in, isn't it?
Well, and that's what's more indicative of his career. You know, 3 times he's been over 100 RBIs, including leading the league one year. You know, he's just been a high average hitter. What you talk about, now he has equaled those 9 home runs, or now he's up to 10 home runs. So he has just been an outstanding hitter for a long time. And that's more indicative of what type of player he is.
Pujols 0 for 2. He struck out twice. And you know what that home run means. Matt Holliday's second home run, another $20,000, has been raised to support prostate cancer research. Make a donation. You can call 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org and you can make your own contribution. Matt Holliday's made a big contribution today.
You know, Matt Holliday is a career .318 hitter.
He has the 7th highest career average among active players.
Well, in 07, he led the league with a .340 average. He also led with 216 hits, 50 doubles. That led the league. He had 36 home runs and led the league with 137 RBIs.
Cardinal fans want back-to-back. Well, settle for an Albert base hit. Albert got jammed, but picks up a base hit with one out, and Ryan Ludwig will hit. Hilton St. Louis at the ballpark is the only hotel that gives you home field advantage and an extraordinary Cardinals baseball experience. For reservations and information, call 314-421-1776 or visit HiltonSTLewis.com. Ryan Ludwig 0 for 2. And we'll see if he can plug a gap here. Ludwig having an outstanding season, 11 homers, 41 RBIs. I just like what he's done with runners in scoring position.
He's just a remarkable young man that from the day he came up, he has not changed a bit. He's been an all-star, Silver Slugger Award winner. We're going to try and get him a Gold Glove this year. But he has just been a guy that's stayed very even keel, streak hitter. But you know, he comes to play every day. He's ready, and you'll never question his effort.
You're watching Albert. Albert does have 6 stolen bases. Cahill goes through the lineup second, third time. Teams seem to get a little bit more of a beat on him, which is natural. Ludwig facing him for the third time. I find it very ironic, Al, that the Cardinals got Matt Holliday because they didn't think Ryan Ludwig was good enough to hit behind Albert. And now Holliday's hitting in front of Pujols, and look who's hitting behind Albert.
And earlier on this homestand, we showed a graphic that really dispelled that myth that he was not providing protection. But obviously, it's a much better club when you have Holliday on it. But many times, Ryan Ludwig doesn't get the credit for what he deserves. It's Father's Day on the bases. Nice gesture.
And we know that for many Cardinal fans, it's a great day to celebrate and in some cases to remember fathers that you've lost. So a very special day here at the ballpark, and baseball does a great job of connecting fathers and sons, fathers and daughters. There goes Albert. They tell him to step off this time, and he's caught between first and second, and eventually Albert will be out. A caught stealing as Albert tried to do the same thing that Randy Wynn did in the 5th inning, and Cahill wasn't having it this time.
Well, as you said, you know, the infielders alerted the pitcher to it, you know, step off, and once you did that, you get in a rundown, and 99 times out of 100, you're in a rundown at the major league level, you're going to be out.
Not quite the fact in most Little League games we see, though.
No, it is not.
That's kind of fun. You get in that little hot box. By the time it's over, they've had about 15 throws.
It's kind of going back to the Rex Hudler days that, you know, Hurricane Hudler just ran until somebody tagged him out.
Right. Oh, Albert does that from time to time.
Well, he does too, but mistakes they make are being aggressive, and so it's easier to forgive. Tie ball game, that's not really what you want with Albert on and your cleanup hitter at the plate.
Full count to Ludwig. Spoils a pretty good pitch there. Score is Oakland 2, Matt Holliday 2. In the 3-2 to Ludwig. Jeff Suppan is now off the hook for the loss. He did not get the win in his first outing, even though the Cardinals won that game because he didn't go 5. There's a ground ball to the third baseman, Kuzminov. He's had a very good day. Throws out Ryan Ludwig. Matt Holliday has gone deep twice here this afternoon.
Stadium in St. Louis. There's a look at Greg Matthews, your buddy, Ricky.
Yeah, he's an aspiring photographer here at the ballpark,
among other things.
Very good pitcher for the Cardinals. Some postseason heroics against the Giants.
And here we go in the top of the 7th. Greg Matthews. Strike at the knees to Cliff Pennington.
I'm so glad we found you, Dan. We were getting a little worried about you.
If James did not find me, you would be in this seat, Al would be in your seat, and I'd still be back there. But knowing that I get to work with you.
That's what brought you back?
Yeah.
Well, I know the fans are very, very disappointed back there that you left because they were just
curious,
enjoying.
have you done your mingling?
I mingled for 4 innings while you guys were talking about the 1-1 game at the time. I was mingling all over the place. Met some nice folks.
Ricky, I was out of here after 2 innings.
No.
You mean 4 half innings?
Didn't I come in? I came in the 4th. Where were you?
Oh, okay. All right.
Somebody was doing the game in the 3rd inning.
That's tapped foul, and Hawksworth, another inning of work. 1 ball and 2 strikes in a 2-2 game.
Jason LaRue wants this ball down, and it is down. Catches a little bit more of the plate than he wanted. He actually wanted it down and in. Location, a big deal for Hawksworth.
Our Fox Tracks presented by the Casino Queen. A pitch by Hawksworth at 96 miles an hour. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What do you think of Suppan today?
I thought he was good. I thought that was the kind of performance you can expect from him. And if you can get that every time out, I think you can live with that. If you can go 5+ innings, somewhere around there, 4 2/3 today. I thought it was important that Salas was able to come on and finish that inning for him.
Are you doing the post-game show today, too?
I am.
From here or?
From here.
Okay.
We are here at the ballpark.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Cliff Pennington.
So I get to hang with you and Dan. Then I get to be with Jim Hayes. Can you believe the luck?
So you get to be with me and Al and then Jim on the post game.
Exciting. Exciting Father's Day for me.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. from Hawksworth to Pennington. Up and away. Cardinals head back out on the road after a travel day tomorrow. Ricky's favorite interleague play continues. We'll be in Toronto on Tuesday night. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday right here on Fox Sports Midwest. And then the weekend series will be in Kansas City. 3-2 pitch.
I don't mind interleague play as much when the Cardinals win. I mean, if you're going to be playing Seattle, who has not been playing very well, and Oakland's been down a bit, then that's one thing. Still don't think it's fair for Oakland. By the way, Bob Guerin, former teammate of mine.
Is that right?
We played together a couple of years in the minor leagues. Drafted by the Cardinals.
3-2.
Before going on to the Yankees.
And that's a walk, so that's how we start the 7th. Is it safe to say that Matt Holliday is locked in?
I would say so.
Oof. Ripping the baseball. Couple of home runs today, and now at 10 on the year.
Anybody hit the ball harder than Matt Holliday? I can't think of too many guys that do.
His home run the other night, the one to right center, the line drive early on, it was just a rope. It was just a line drive that happened to be a home run. Only a matter of time, wasn't it?
Really was. He's been more of a second half guy anyway, Dan, but you just knew it was going to happen. I know a lot of Cardinal fans we were all starting to run out of patience to a degree because you knew that the offense needs to be a little bit more than it's been, and he's a big part of that offense. There's no question.
Here's a pinch hitter, Eric Patterson. We'll see the bullpen of the A's coming up. They've got a lefty throwing right now. They've got 3 lefties out in their bullpen.
They had Gabe Gross in the on-deck circle, but perhaps Patterson the better choice for a bunt situation here. Try to move the runner Pennington.
It's Breslow, Craig Breslow, who's getting loose in the bullpen for Oakland. It's an Oakland team that has been a team that has struggled on the road. It's bunted in the air, and that'll roll foul. Oakland on the road this year, 12-24, and if you're going to be a team that contends, you can't be 12 games below the 500 mark on the road.
No, you got to take care of business at home, number one, and then you've got to be, you got to at least be 500 on the road if you expect to contend. You can't lose that many games to par playing on the road, and that's what's been the case for Bob Guerin's club, and I think that a lot of times does happen with a young club. They feel out of sorts when they go on the road. They're just not so sure about themselves, and I'd say that defines Oakland pretty well.
And remember, a few years ago, 2004 and 05 for the Cardinals, 100-win campaigns. Those two teams were just unbelievable on the road. Didn't matter if they were at home or on the road. They were winning games. Bunted again in the air, and out at first. Double play. Remember, Cust last night in a costly double play on a line drive hit the second base that he couldn't get back on. That cost them an inning. And Hawksworth threw it underhanded to Pujols to get the double play.
The runner at first, Pennington kind of just caught off, not sure what to do. Really just poor bunting at that point by Patterson. You've got to get the ball on the ground somewhere. And he popped up the pitch before it went foul. Then he popped that one up, and Hawksworth made a nice play coming off the mound. That's a big play for the Cardinals.
Here is Davis, and looks at a ball low. Great scene there, isn't it? Father and son. They picked up the bat and ball set here at the ballpark this afternoon. They give away today. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm not sure there's too many more joyous moments in a dad's life than flipping that wiffle ball up to your son and having him hit off of you. Do you agree with that?
Oh, no doubt.
That is special, isn't it? Until he lines one off your forehead.
4 other places. Take one off the tummy, forehead, the mouth.
I'm with you.
Time to stretch. was picked up on the waivers from Minnesota back in 2009. 3 lefties out there in the bullpen. Also have Blevins and Bowers, who we saw last night. This year, 32nd appearance, 29 strikeouts, 29 innings, and opponents hitting 176 against him.
Well, he's got very good numbers, clearly, but I'm happy to see Cahill out of this game. I just think he's as good as we've seen the last couple of weeks. I think his stuff is really good, and the Cardinals certainly weren't hitting him very well, other than Matt Holliday.
Just 4 hits on the day for the Cardinals. Here's Colby Rasmus. What a play he made back in the 3rd to take a hit away from Derek Barton. So Cahill out of the game. Let's see if the Cardinals can't get to this bullpen. Colby today 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. He now has 13 home runs. Catch made by Davis. This season, it's easier than ever to find the seats you want or sell tickets to the games that you can't make on StubHub. It's the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals. You'll find great seats, great service on StubHub all season. All you have to do is go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today. Here's Felipe Lopez.
Hawksworth is set to hit 4th in this inning. Be interesting to see what Tony will do. I'm sure he's trying to stretch him out as much as he can. But if you got a runner aboard in the 7th inning, I think you're going to have to pitch hit for him.
Holiday is taking Supine off the hook for a potential loss today. We're tied up at 2-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. When you talk about Holiday, just, I don't know if you feel this way, Ricky, it's just a matter of him relaxing, especially in the RBI spots, but he's so strong and he's been so good over a long period of time in this league. You know it's just a matter of time.
Well, he's got such a proven track record. You know he's capable of doing it. And sometimes when you're in a slump, the reason you're in a slump or you're not seeing the ball well, you are repeating a bad habit, just like golf. And you just have to kind of get away from that. And sometimes it's just a matter of relaxing, not thinking about it too much, kind of reverting back to your normal swing. And, you know, it's easier said than done. A lot of this game is between the ears, not just the physical part, but it's how you ready yourself mentally.
You mentioned a bad habit. What did you see with him that was repeating itself?
A lot of movement, lower half, kind of sliding around. It seemed like he almost had like a 3-part swing, too. He would start to swing, then he'd dip, then he'd move, then he'd finish, and it wasn't very smooth. And I think he just has a more kind of natural approach now and less movement with the lower half, and that's something we see with Albert. When Albert's not swinging the bat well, it's a matter of not having as good a balance.
Strikeout of Lopez, and here's LaRue. LaRue today has grounded out a couple of times. 0 for 2. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Al and I were talking earlier that you essentially get a 2 for 1 with Molina having a chance to take the day off today. You got the travel day tomorrow. And there's Stavino, who's turned into one of the top pinch hitters, not just with the Cardinals, but in all of baseball. Really done a good job.
Yeah, he's done a great job and supplies some power potential off the bat as well. I think it's also good for Molina because he's sitting on an 0 for 19. Maybe nice to kind of relax a bit there.
No balls and a strike here on Jason LaRue. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. LaRue steps out. And finally, he's ready to go. That is a scary scene.
Oh, she's wetting all over me.
And LaRue strikes out.
I got to go find out what's going on, Dan.
And there's 2 strikeouts in the inning. Send this to the 8th, and it's 2-2. He may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Champions Club, and then earlier today, Sadie Murphy. That's Jeff Murphy there, the bullpen catcher, one of the coaches of the Cardinals, and also Hall of Famer Red Shandies before the game today. And happy Father's Day to all our viewers. This warm afternoon from Busch Stadium. Glad you're with us as Derek Barton leads it off here in the top of the 8th, and Jeff Murphy there with Ryan Franklin on the left. Barton was robbed earlier by Colby Rasmus, and he looks at a strike underway here in the 8th. He singled, he is flied out, and also walked. There's a fly ball into shallow left field. Holiday will make the catch. The Champions Club and the fans having a good time this afternoon. Here's Connor Jackson. One out and nobody on as we play here in the 8th inning. Jackson fouled out back in the 5th. He's also struck out looking and grounded out to short in the 1st. A little liner and a base hit into right field. Go-ahead run is on at first in this 2-2 game. No activity in either bullpen. Here's Kuzmanov, who is singled. That was in the 2nd inning. Home run at 417 feet in the 4th. And a double in the 6th, so a triple away from the cycle. And a ground ball. That's a base hit. 4 for 4 is Kuzmanov. Ludwig's throw into third base. Not in time. 1st and 3rd with one out. Big day for Kuzmanov. 4-hit day.
Well, we've seen him struggle when he first came up with San Diego. We've seen him. He's a good ball player. Just underneath the glove of Schumacher. 1st to 3rd for Connor Jackson. Strong throw, low trajectory, so Kuzmanov could not go to second base on the throw. And the double play is still in order. Dan, I didn't scare any babies.
We had a shot that looked like you were striking fear into the youngsters of the Champions Club.
Well, they had a moment where they were wetting their hands, and I was holding, trying to give them back to their parents.
Wait a minute, say that again.
They were wetting their pants, and I didn't want to hold on to them much longer. Just kidding.
It's a great story from the Champions Club in L. It wouldn't have surprised me, though, Al. You being the outstanding grandpa that you are, I'm sure that you have dealt with that before.
Oh, yes. And several of them thought I was Santa Claus.
Runners at 1st and 3rd. One out. And Ryan Sweeney, the hitter. Fielder's choice in the 2nd. Single in the 4th, and he flied out to left in the 6th. 2-2 game. Joined the Champions Club today.
That family right there told us that they brought their camera last year, took a whole bunch of pictures of us, and got home and discovered his wife put the film in wrong.
Backwards, apparently.
Backwards. Pretty good trick.
Well, Tony will go with the lefty. Trevor Miller has been throwing. That's it for Hawksworth. Runners at 1st and 3rd, one out. Here in the 8th inning. The 2-2 game. Spectacular night in summer's biggest event. Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2010 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 13th, live from Anaheim at 7, and it's only on Fox. The lefty is in, one of two out there for Tony La Russa to use, and that's Trevor Miller, his 25th appearance coming up. 13 strikeouts at 16 2/3. He's given up 11 hits. See what he's done with inherited runners. That'll be the case here with runners at first and third. And the Cardinals in desperate need of a strikeout or a double play.
It's Eric Patterson. Excuse me, Mark Ellis.
With one out, the first pitch to him. He's hit out to deep left. Holiday back, makes the catch on the run. Runner will tag up from third. This will make it 3-2, but a fine play there by Matt Holiday in left field, Al.
Really was. He had to get a good jump on it. Line drive, taking off right at him, and went back on it, reached up the last second and hauled it in. As they come the sacrifice fly and break the 2-2 tie. Ball out of way, right up a little bit, and hit hard, but Holiday hauls it in. The runner at first has to retreat, but the runner at third and just holds on to it. A little bit of a snow cone. Hit in the palm of the hand and went up to the webbing.
Very good play. Here's Rosales with 2 outs now and a runner at first base. So Oakland wasting no time against Trevor Miller. That run is charged to Hawksworth. Oakland is out hit the Cardinals 10-4 in this ball game. They lead it 3-2. They picked up one in the 4th, one in the 5th, and another in the 8th. In the air, out to center. Colby makes the catch. Once again, if you're just joining us on Father's Day, hope you're enjoying it wherever you're at. Even those folks here at the Champions Club. Bud Light with the refreshing taste of lime. And by Bank of America, Cardinals banking only at Bank of America. Hot, muggy afternoon here in the Gateway City. Wrapping up a homestand this afternoon. And the Cardinals down by a run as we move to their half of the 8th. 3-2, Oakland on top. And the pinch hitter will be Nick Stavanoa. What a job he's done in this role this year.
And he leads the major leagues with his 10 pinch hits. In those 10 are 2 pinch hit home runs. And wouldn't this be an ideal time to in his 3rd of the season and 4th of his career?
Mention how he is an emergency catcher as well, so that's another reason why he's on this team. play the infield. He can play the outfield. First pitch is taken for a ball. 28-year-old Nick Stavanoa. Pinch hit in Friday's game and had a walk.
He's 2 for 2 with a walk in his last 3 pinch hit appearances.
1-1 pitch. Take it outside. Second inning of work for this lefty. Cahill was awfully impressive for Oakland, wasn't he?
Most definitely. And he'd come in with a 5-game winning streak.
On 2-1, he hits it to short. First man retired here in the bottom of the 8th. It brings in the 9th place hitter today, Brendan Ryan. Then we'll see Skip Schumacher. Well, if you're the Cardinals, you're hoping that Holiday comes up with a chance to do some damage here in this inning.
Yeah, with at least a couple guys on ahead of him. Wainwright won his 10th game last night. Apparently, Tony La Russa asked Wainwright to get ready, whether it's pinch run. That was the. There you see David Freese. Looks like he's going to hit for Schumacher. Lopez could go to second. Freese would go in and stay at third.
Count of 2 balls, 1 strike. On the outside corner, good pitch. 2-2 with 1 out, nobody on. Cardinals have a couple of solo home runs from Matt Holliday. One in the 4th and another in the 6th. They trail it 3-2.
They have 4 hits on the night, the Cardinals do.
Brennan is grounded out. Back to the pitcher, also grounded out to short. 0 for 2 in the afternoon. It's a foul and out of play. Couple righties getting ready for Oakland. One of those is Michael Wirtz, the former Cub. Playable and 2 outs. Here is David Freese. He'll be the pinch hitter. We're on the air at 5:30 Tuesday night. Pitching is lined up against the Blue Jays. Jaime Garcia on Tuesday, Carpenter Wednesday, and then Wainwright will go on Thursday.
One of those right-handers going to come out. Is that Michael Wirtz?
So Wirtz will come in, the right-hander, to face David Freese. 3-2 Oakland. face David Freese. Freese could tie it up. Gentleman right there has been helping us all day. And he is here night in, night out, day after day. He runs the Champions Club. We can't thank him enough for his support and helping us in our broadcast here for the Champions Club.
That's Darius. Looks like he should be out there playing, shouldn't he?
Keeps himself in pretty good shape.
Just like you, Dan.
He was on a reality show. That young man right there. It was a dating reality show.
Oh.
So I'm sure he's signing autographs right now, too. Here's a 1-1 pitch.
There are some very interesting reality shows out there.
Holiday on deck. Big day for him with a couple of home runs. Three and one with 2 outs and nobody on. Freese hitless in this series. Three home runs today. $60,000 has been raised for prostate cancer research, and 40 because of Matt Holliday and his 2 home runs.
Well, what a better time to pick up your third, as we'll see if there'll be another pitching change. Looks like a double switch.
You know, when you do a double switch, make sure the umpire gets it straight. Last night, Freddie Gonzalez was ejected from his game, the Florida Marlins and the Tampa Bay Rays, because they batted out of order. Incorrect scorecard. And the lineup card for the home plate umpire was not in sync with what Freddie had, so he argued the point, was ejected. To Oakland, we're coming to you from the Champions Club at Busch Stadium. Hot afternoon here in St. Louis. Matt Holliday with a runner at first. 2 home runs today. And just remember, a few nights ago he was booed. Now he gets the loudest ovation here at the ballpark. Things could change in a hurry with 4 home runs in 3 games.
What have you done for me lately?
First pitch to Holliday. Holliday has never had a 3 home run game. He's had 14, including today, 2 home run games, and that was called a strike at first pitch.
Not happy with that at all. Looking at last year's Rookie of the Year and Bailey.
Holiday into right. Base hit. 3-hit day for Matt Holiday. Now you extend it to Albert Pujols.
Little slider out, hits it right off the end of the plate bat, and that will kill it before it gets to the right fielder. That cusp, part of a double switch. And Albert gets to face a National League Rookie of the Year back in 01, facing the American League Rookie of the Year 09. Andrew Bailey is their closer.
By the way, Cust is the new right fielder. Pujols. Pitch at 96, looks at ball one. He struck out twice today and singled his last time up. Tying run at third. Potential go-ahead runs at first and at the plate. 3-2 Oakland here in the inning. Much of this big crowd on their feet. Two and 0. We were wondering if the big bats would have a chance to hit in this inning. If so, that meant runners on, and here we go.
2 outs, so you need a 2-out base hit from Albert, who's 1 for 3 on the day. Looks like to be the definitive at bat of the afternoon for Albert.
A 2-1 pitch. A little late with that swing at 96. 2-2.
Jim Bailey last year, the Rookie of the Year. He was 6-3, ERA 1.84, 68 games with 26 saves.
Popped up. Into left. Near the line. And caught. Three-2 Oakland. Having some fun at the Champions Club, and again, what a great way to take in the game. And we can't thank the folks that work at the Champions Club enough for all their help in letting us set this up and do this broadcast and show the folks at home what it's all about. Kyle McClellan, his 29th appearance, 2.25 ERA, and opponents hitting just 197 against him. Saw him the other night, and another very solid outing for Kyle McClellan.
Stavanoa stays in the ball game playing left field, and Holiday out. Lopez is at second. Freeze stays in the game. He's playing third.
Now you'd have to wonder if it ever got to a safe situation today, if Ryan Franklin would be available. I would probably say no, unless it was an emergency situation.
I agree with you. What is it, 3 in a row he's had?
Would have been, yeah.
Struggled a little bit last night, but Mott was very good in covering him.
1-1 pitch. Taken low and in. Big crowd on Father's Day here at the ballpark. 42,271. 42,271.
The son has gotten a few of them.
There's Lopez. 1 out. We return home. One of the games that we have upcoming will be on Monday, June 28th. That's a half price night here at the ballpark. Family of 4 can come to the ballpark for as low as $33. And if you're just looking for an individual ticket, $17.50. That's it for those half price tickets. So hope you take advantage of those all season long. Kids tickets starting at just $7.
Look forward to every Cardinal game, but the one is going to be a little bit special. Early April when we broadcast to Afghanistan, and early July I meant, and
July 2nd.
July 2nd, and also we'll be communicating with members of the Missouri National Guard over in Afghanistan.
July 2nd here at the ballpark is the Brock Umbrella night, and our telecast will be special, no doubt. Chance to visit with our troops. Jeff Amos works in our truck and was here very early setting up our sound system, so to speak. And we can't thank Jeff and the good folks at Fox Sports Midwest, our crew, for what they did for us. They did a great job.
Made it very seamless for us. We just showed up and do Cardinal baseball. Different view for us, but all things considered, we appreciate the fan that's down around our ankles. Without it, it'd be a little tough. The it is. How would you say electric fan? Let's put it that way. And you can swallow now.
There's a base hit into right. And on the move, it's Pennington. He'll stop at second base.
He's had a nice day with his third hit. Got Albert Sky on that ball and comes up a little bit short.
For Al and I, this will be our final broadcast from the Champions Club. We can't convince the folks in the second half of the season to maybe let us come back out here.
Maybe September.
I'm assuming the radio guys will have a chance to come out here.
They did last year, so you would think they'd want to do it again.
Mike really enjoys that, along with John and Jim Jackson. Here's a 1-0 pitch with a runner at second base. Two balls and a strike. Bottom of the third, and Cincinnati and Seattle. Those two are scoreless. The Reds, they had to face Hernandez and Lee.
Happy Father's Day.
Congratulations. A couple people are celebrating their 50th anniversary in the club.
Two and two the count.
Gus was part of the double switch. Bailey came in. The big power hitter was inserted into right field, and Joe West said he did not go around. Surprised that Cuss started in the minor leagues this year.
I know he was surprised. He was quite vocal about it. He was upset over the fact that he started his season in the minor leagues. And he strikes out here on a 3-2 pitch. That's probably why.
Led their club with strikeouts last year, but he is a big power hitter. And that breaking ball comes up empty.
So there's 2 outs and a runner at second. And we're back to the top of the lineup at Davis, and he pops it up. Sends us to the bottom of the ninth. Ludwig, Rasmus, Lopez coming up in a 3-2 game. Ball game today.
Powerful, isn't he?
Indeed. Final hope right here. One thing I noticed about the Champions Club, the folks don't leave. It stays open, it's cool, it's air conditioned, so they stay throughout the ball game.
And one of the things is the bars stay open for the entire game. They don't close like in the 7th inning, like in the stands.
Strike to Ludwig.
I know I'm not telling you anything. I'm not telling you anything new.
I was with you and Ricky. Ludwig looks at a pitch that's up and in. 1-1 pitch. Just missed outside. Ricky will have our star of the game, and then he'll race back up here to the Helitech desk and Be the post-game show with Jim. 2-2.
It really was nice getting to meet a lot of new fans, talking to the patrons in the Champions Club. Everyone has been very nice and gracious. There's a lot of young Cardinal fans in there.
Now to play again. There's some talk that we may go to the Coke Pavilion before this season is through. Maybe broadcast the game out there.
Sure. I would be close to the the bleachers that was requested.
Strikeout of Ludwig. Nasty pitch. We'll out there.
There's that breaking ball and starts up around the shoulders, breaks below the knees. Yeah, we could go up there and have some fun.
Here's Colby.
How much cable they'd have to lay for that one. Did you see last night when Joe and the guys, all the audio equipment that they had to transfer down here? It's quite an undertaking. They were happy to do it.
Here's a little weak ground ball off the bat of Colby. 2 down. A lot of young fans.
Yeah. She's got a little sister that's halfway sleeping. That's one of her buddies. That's her boyfriend right there. There was Dad. I held that young lady and took her in. Dad was sitting out in the front seats. There's Mom. There's the baby. She wanted me to sign a napkin, and I said, no, I got something better. And so I signed the giveaway bat, and that started a little. Then I was in trouble.
Is that when you were holding the babies?
Yeah, that was in between signing bats. Dad was sitting there outside, and they told me take the older one.
Get that ball into right. This should do it if it's caught. It is. Cusk makes the catch. The Cardinals can't sweep. Good job by Bailey. Inning plus to close it out for Oakland. Our Budweiser player of the game, Matt Holliday. He goes 3 for 4 with a single and his 2 solo home runs. He had 3 of the 5 hits for the Cardinals today. So with 3 home runs hit in our ball game this afternoon, a total of $60,000 has been raised in our game for prostate cancer research. To make a donation, you can call 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. We hope you stay with us. Happy Father's Day. Post-game